Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bits and Pieces podcast. I'm your host, Nick, joined with
Miguel.
And today we're going to record a short episode. So I did 2 episodes this week. The other one was supposed to be shorter because it was just me and Gus, and then it wasn't shorter. But this one will literally be shorter. We only have one topic, so.
Hey.
But yeah, we couldn't get everybody together this week, and unfortunately Isaac wasn't able to make it at all on any episodes, which kind of sucks. But hey, you know, things happen. But anyway, yeah, real quick news. So this week I'll be going to an Extra Life Guild meeting. I got invited for one for the hospital that I'm playing for, the Chalk Hospital.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. I don't know what it is. It seems like a networking event or something. So hopefully
Probably
it is like that. But they have you meet like once every month, and it's not close. So it's kind of like, can I like not go once every month? Can I do like maybe once every 2 months or something? Depending on what day it is, I guess.
They'll probably like, just give you tips about streaming or just Extra Life in general on how to earn donations and stuff like that.
I think so.
And like spin ideas off of each other.
Yeah, I think so. But it'll be cool, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be going to that, and I think I'll probably film like a short video or something of us going to that.
So a vlog.
A vlog.
We're just talking about vlogs too.
Yeah, so I think I'll do that. That'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, so we'll be doing that. I think that's it. Oh, you have Metal Gear Solid Mondays tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, I do have Metal Gear Solid Mondays.
Not that this is coming out in time for that.
Oh god. Yeah, but like, if you ever listen to this, Metal Gear Solid Mondays 7-ish. I gotta change that on the posters.
What does it say, 6:30?
No, it's a 7, exactly. It's
7-ish.
always 7-ish. That's what I always tell people. They're like, "Oh, what time is it?" I'm like 7-ish.
7-ish. Yeah, it's not 7 on the dot. It's just 7-ish.
If I make it at 7, usually it ends up like 7:30 or 8, because I'm not good.
There we go. I had some other stuff open.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So we only have one topic. But it'll be a good one. But we still have our full slate of WTF headlines because those are my favorite.
Those are the best.
Those are my favorite. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go to WTF headlines. So join us after the what is that, like an intro to it?
Yeah. It's like the Keemstar music.
Yeah.
Something meme star. Give us a shout out.
Okay, it's not meme star music. It just means that he uses Apple loops because it's an Apple loop, and I use Apple loops.
But like it's like known for meme star.
Okay, no, it's known for every news channel uses the same music.
I'm gonna look this up.
Go ahead. Every news channel uses like the same music because they all use Final Cut or they all use the Apple loops. Because if you buy an Apple computer, it comes with all the loops.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what they use. Anyway, all right. So cue the intro.
What? Huh? Are you reading this right now? Did I read that correctly? What the f***? You know what? Whatever. We're running with the story anyway. WTF Headlines by the Bits and Pieces podcast.
So this week's WTF Headlines, or this day. This podcast, yeah, because we did 2 this week. All right, so you guys may have heard of the infamous yearbook dong picture.
Jeez.
To subside. Okay. The infamous dong yearbook picture. Guy whips it out. Yearbook photo. Doesn't get in trouble. So obviously we see that, the teachers and students take their overlooking this yearbook, looking it over, making sure there's no mistakes. They take it very seriously.
Obviously.
Incident 2. This one's really messed up. So this is the headline. The high school is very sorry for misidentifying a Muslim student as Isis Phillips in the yearbook.
Misidentifying.
Yeah. So essentially this high school in California, they published this yearbook, put it out, and this girl's photo now this is the other weird thing real quick. Real talk. The photo is just of her. It's not like behind a background or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, not that it makes a difference. It's just another thing I noticed. Anyway, she's wearing a hijab, and then her name, it says Isis Phillips, 11th grade. Problem 1. There are people
Phillips.
named Isis. You know?
I mean, the brand, the
but
NFC,
the problem, they don't call it that anymore.
it's soft card, huh?
Yeah. The problem is her name is not anywhere near ISIS. So it can't be like a typo or an accident. Unless another student's name is ISIS, but then it's kind of like, why did it get put there? It's just a total like mix up of unfortunate events that a Muslim student got called ISIS. Now I'm not trying to defend the school. I'm just trying to give like the whole story. Anyway, this is why it can't possibly be a typo though. Her name is Bayan
Phillips.
Zehif or something like that. It's a Zehlif. So that's not even close to what the name printed on there is. So she's embarrassed and upset, obviously, and stuff. And that's kind of not cool. But it raises the question. One, okay, we have the problem of like institutionalized racism, right? Where you have kids that are just like, huh, that shit's funny. Let's call this Muslim chick ISIS. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. That's problem 1. You can't solve that in high schoolers anymore. That's it. They're done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the best thing you can do is kill them and then start over.
Jesus.
However, you have a problem with the teachers who I would hope
Look
over the names at the very least. If you're not going to look over the whole yearbook, look over the names. Make sure the names are correct to what you have. Because the thing is that they get these pictures with the name on the computer.
Yeah.
Then you have to put them into the book. And then so while you're scrolling through the book, I would hope you have like another laptop with the names so you can make sure the pictures line up with the names.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hope they have maybe a teacher and a TA doing this. Then it gets done, right? And you make sure at least the names are correct. Spelling and whatnot. Nope. It got past that. So it's kind of like, wait, so whose fault is it really? Is it the institutionalized racism, which is caused by, these kids' parents and stuff? It's like, okay, well, we got to kill them and start over anyway. But the teacher is supposed to be responsible.
Well, like, you don't even need to spell the name right. Because I've seen it done, because I have a few friends in yearbook.
Uh-huh.
So what they do is, like, they'll have the page, and they'll press on the person's face. It comes up with a whole list of, like, students in the system already.
So you just type in,
like, you just start typing, yeah, and then you
it
press
puts
the
like, it guesses it, like, autocorrect?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's the problem. So they intentionally put, like, ISIS.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, that's our first
Jeez.
that's our first headline. It's not a WTF headline mainly. It's more of a serious one, but it's just kind of like, oh my god.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Our second one this week is actually is kind of funny. So there's addicts in the world, right?
Yeah.
They take opiates. There's addicts. It's a bad thing. It's things happen, shit happens.
Sometimes they store things.
Yeah.
Like toys.
It's a really bad thing when you get withdrawals as an addict. And addicts will do a lot of stuff to get rid of withdrawals. One of the things they'll do is take Imodium. So if you're an opiate addict, I can safely assure you that Imodium will give you some, relief from the withdrawal symptoms. But for those of you who don't know, that's an anti-diarrhea drug. It it helps relieve diarrhea.
Yeah.
I read that like 1 to 2 doses. Oh, because this is a thing now. People are actually taking this. It's over the counter, so you can just buy it.
Mm-hmm.
1 to 2 doses will start relieving your symptoms of withdrawal.
Mm-hmm.
But up to 10 doses will cause an opiate high, because it has the same. It causes the same receptors in your brain to like trigger,
Mm-hmm.
so you get the same high.
Yeah.
You're taking 10 doses of a drug that's meant to not let you get the poops. So 2 people have already died from it, and so I just want to warn you guys out there who are on opiates: take this, but take it knowing you might die after 10 doses, after 10 hits of this shit.
Or maybe you just don't take it. Maybe switch to something else.
No, I'm gonna be reasonable. I gotta give people the benefit of the doubt.
Vape Nash.
So yeah, 10 doses will kill. But just the headline was so funny. It was
What did it read?
it said opiate addicts take anti-diarrhea drug to get high to die. And yeah, NPR did a story on it actually over how easy it was to get, obviously, and they're like, do we regulate it? Do we not? And it's like, why are you gonna regulate it? It's not like, that's my problem sometimes. Let's regulate this. It's like, why? Because people are taking it for bad stuff. It's like, but what about the people who are taking it and not being bad? It's like, oh, well, it's what they have to live with. It's like, why did they have to suffer? Just let the drug dealers and the drug addicts just kill themselves. Because this is the thing. Drug dealers exist. People who take drugs exist. But is the drug dealer bad if is he harming me if I don't go buy drugs? No. I'm just saying. Just saying out there. Real talk though, I mean, yeah, drug dealers are bad because they causes drug wars and stuff. But like, for example, like controlling Sudafed. It's like that to me. That's like can go both ways. It's not a clear cut black and white. Like we need to control it because too many people are taking it to make meth. It's like, okay, well, what if you let them kill themselves out? However, you have the problem of it makes meth easier to get, and there's always going to be people with problems who are turning to look for like some sort of addiction to solve their problems. So you still have that issue, but it's still not a clean cut argument, which is pretty sad. But anyway, yeah. So if you're looking for an opiate high, go ahead and take some Imodium. It'll also relieve your diarrhea symptoms.
Is it the drug dealer's fault that you're addicted to this?
No.
I mean, they're just a middleman giving you your fix.
It's not the dope man's fault.
Yeah.
Don't kill him if your sister dies from the drug. Don't put a 38 slug if your sister dies from the drug.
Get out. I was
going
to kill a couple references.
Yeah, those are NWA lyrics right there. So yeah, our third and final WTF headline this week. Have you seen a $2 bill, Miggy?
I have seen a $2 bill. I have one in my wallet at the moment.
Do you know who hasn't seen a $2 bill? The cafeteria workers in a charter school in Houston, Texas. So, kid uses $2 bill at school.
Them damn Confederates.
He gets accused of using counterfeit money. So, the only sane thing to do is not to tell the kid, we can't accept your money. Sorry. No, it's to call the police, say, this little motherfucker was using counterfeit bills. Read him the riot act. So then they're like, well, the kid's not here. Let's go to his house. So the police then go to his house and interrogate him because they're actually like, counterfeit money is a big deal.
Yeah.
Let's trust these unqualified cafeteria workers to make sure that they didn't take counterfeit money.
Because they didn't know what a $2 bill was.
And let's go to this little kid's house and let's interrogate him. So they interrogated the child, they interrogated the grandmother, and then they said, show us the bill. They showed them the $2 bill, it checked out, and they're just like, oh my god. And the cafeteria workers finally realized they had never seen a $2 bill in their life because they thought it was fake, because they're like, $2 bills don't exist. What's wrong with you? I'm like, oh my god.
How old are these cafeteria people?
I don't know, but they must be the stupidest people
because like
on this
if they're
planet.
Like stereotypical cafeteria workers, and they're probably like, I don't know, 40, 30 maybe.
It's like you never saw it.
Yeah.
You lived when they brought him out and it was a gimmick.
That's like, what was that rapper who'd never seen Grapefruit?
I don't know.
I forgot.
You listen to shitty music, so I mean, there's a lot of rappers that may have not seen a Grapefruit.
I mean, Kendrick? Not that bad.
No, Kendrick's not that bad, but I mean.
Childish? He's getting there.
Let's talk about. I like that Drake song, One Dance.
I hate one dance.
But the part that is over compressed. Why did your producer over compress it? It's intentional, Nick. It's intentional.
It was a stylistic choice, man.
Okay, well, your style sucks because it bugs people with good ears. But people who listen to the music have beats and shit. They don't have Soul Republics.
Sponsor us, please.
So they, yeah, please. But anyway, not the point. Point being is that I don't understand why the first thing these cafeteria workers decided to do was to call the police. And then why the police weren't like, can we see the bill? Like, question mark? Because these cafeteria workers, it's like, oh, you were trained on not to take counterfeit bills. It's like the cafeteria workers at most maybe take like a 10, if that, you know what I mean? It's like, or a 20, okay. But it's kind of like, I don't know. As a police officer, I might have been like, wait, why are we going to a kid's house to interrogate him over using fake money? Do we even know what the fake money was? It was a $2 bill. Why would anyone fake a $2 bill? That doesn't make... Okay, whatever. Hey, can we see the bill, kid? That's... Why are we trusting these? You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
just like, dude, stop.
So why we need the euro? Because it's got the little sparkle flakes.
Oh, yeah, the euro has the sparkle flakes on it. The yuan just has dictators on it. Let's just put some dictators. Nobody's going to want to counterfeit this. Why not? Why
Y'all
not?
want some Trump dollars?
Hey, you want some Trump dollars? You want some Benito Mussolini up on your money? It's like, how much does this cost? Cost a solid Hitler note. Oh, man. Let's put Hitler in the 1942 bill. It's like, dang, you got that much money? No, man, after the Berlin Wall fell, we were poor. Bringing it way back.
He got Benz in his pocket. It's like, nah, fam, he got Hitler's.
He got Hitler's. He got Mussolini's.
Jesus.
I just got General Tso's chicken in my pocket.
The one that got censored.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Well, I guess I can do the... What was the other one?
What, the chicken one?
Yeah, that was a meme, though.
Yeah. That's
why
why
that's
I
not
liked it. I was
memes.
like, it's a meme. It's stupid, but it's a meme.
Well, go ahead and read it out, then.
Oh. I forgot the whole thing, but it
Okay.
was like... Oh. Like,
What you wrote down was entire KFC feast of fried chicken, breast, and fries.
this is literally
Were
the title.
strewn across something. It's
A place, a city in England.
but it's a neighborhood in Gloucester, England. It was just like everywhere. It
So
was everywhere.
someone a few blocks down from a KFC, they maybe accidentally dropped their KFC, and some Good Samaritan, as usual Good Samaritans do, continued and looked at the receipt, and somehow they traced the meal back to some dude, and they returned it to him.
It was because his name was on the receipt because he paid with his card, and they were just like, "This is David. David bought a KFC feast this morning.
Why
Where's
would he-
David? What's David's last name? David C. Damn.
What if this whole thing just went to like he dropped his KFC because he got like murdered, and it just became like this huge murder mystery.
And they just buried the KFC with him.
I mean,
Solid.
Or what if they didn't find the body, so they just used the KFC?
They just used the KFC. They cremated the KFC.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, let's cremate the KFC, and then the one guy at the medical examiner's office is just like, hey guys, can we just cremate the KFC bones and like the paper and the styrofoam and not cremate the actual chicken? I feel like that's a waste of chicken, guys.
On the left,
And then
is,
someone's just like, real talk right there, waste of chicken. Don't cremate it.
on the left is a picture of a baby boy. On the right, it's just the chicken
It's this
bones.
chicken. They're like, we couldn't find any pictures of David C, so let's just use this chicken. Anyway, all right. So that's been our WTF headlines. Not too WTF this time, but still weird stuff from around the internet that just makes me feel like, yo, what's happening right now? You know, real talk. Sometimes the world is just so WTF that we don't even have to look for WTF headlines. The world's just like that. That's a sad place.
Panama Papers.
Panama Papers, Ted Cruz being the Zodiac Killer.
Yeezy going for president.
Yeah, Yeezy running for president 2020. I feel like I would still vote Bernie Sanders instead of Yeezy.
I mean, if he lasts that long.
I think he would.
He
I don't
probably
think he's
will.
gonna die.
Good health. Good health.
Anyway, all right. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll see you guys in the next topic. Hi, I'm Nick Esparza from the Bits and Pieces podcast. This year, I decided to join Extra Life. Extra Life is a Children's Miracle Network Hospital's fundraising program that empowers the gaming community to make a difference in the lives of local sick and injured kids. Participants fundraise year-round and during a 24-hour gaming marathon each fall. Video games, board games, even card games. This year, that stream happens to fall on November 5th, 2016, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Children's Miracle Network Hospitals is a group of 170 hospitals that rely on your donations to provide the best care for kids. Since 2008, Extra Life has raised over $14 million for this cause, and it has gone towards things such as critical treatments, research, and equipment, as well as helping the families who cannot afford this care. There are a few ways I would ask you to help. Donate to anybody on the Bits and Pieces team roster. We could all use your help reaching our donation goal. Spread the word to your friends and family, gamers and non-gamers alike. That always helps. Watch the stream on November 5th via twitch.tv. The stream may not be suitable for all audiences, however. For my personal friends and family, I have a special challenge for you. I would like you to donate and come and help us on the stream. Come play some video games with us, feed us, take naps with us, whatever we happen to be doing at the time. It'll be really fun, awesome. I encourage that. I encourage you guys to get involved with me. But please note, as I said before, the stream may not be suitable for all audiences. Stick around for links on more information on Extra Life and Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Thanks. To learn more about Extra Life, visit extra-life.org. To donate to a team member, visit bit.ly/BNP team, then click on a team member to see which hospital they are supporting. And to watch the stream, visit twitch.tv/BNP podcast. We'll see you there. Okay. And welcome back from that short break. So we're here to bring you our first main topic of the evening. So I wanted to save this one, but obviously it'll be old by that time. Dustin. Anyway, so quick primer. So Snapchat, right? Snapchat has filters. Snapchat has a speed filter. Snapchat's speed filter works using your phone's like a gyroscope, the gyrometer of scope, and your location. So the faster it goes, the faster you go, the higher the number goes, obviously, in miles per hour. Mm-hmm. A lot of people use it when driving. That's really bad, and Snapchat warns against it when you first open the app. You can then push Do Not Show Again. It won't show you the message again. However, so this young one, I forget where the accident was. It leaves my mind. Anyway, young woman gets into a car accident. Dude, she T-bones him, going like 101. Miraculously doesn't die. He's in the hospital laid up. She claims that she was trying to get the Snapchat filter to over 100 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. That's why she hit him. She's like, I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, why would you admit this?
But did she post it though?
She did post it, and then she posted herself.
She got the story.
She posted herself like all like on with the neck brace and stuff. She was just
she
like,
got the story.
I got hurt, but I got the story laid up right now. I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, this guy, right? I would assume he's suing the driver. Blah blah blah. He's also suing Snapchat, saying that it's irresponsible of them to have that filter. That they should warn people to not use it while driving. Now, is Snapchat liable or not? They do warn you against using it while driving. It just doesn't pop up all the time. Like GPS's pop up, do not use this while driving. Snapchat does it once, and then you can opt out of that, receiving that message again. Mm-hmm. By opting out, by pushing do not show again, that's you stating you understand.
Yeah.
So you're waiving your rights, therefore waiving Snapchat's liability in this matter. However, is it Snapchat's, I guess, societal responsibility to not tempt people with that? Mm-hmm. Now, we'll go with you first, so that way I'll share my opinion after.
Well, first, they're not liable, because you shouldn't be an idiot using Snapchat, trying to go 100 miles an hour, getting that speedometer all the way up. But it is... I've always found that the specific filter and the thoughty filter always just kind of strange, because why else would you use a speedometer? Maybe on a bike, I suppose, but I mean...
When you're bombing downhill on your mad skateboard?
Oh yeah, a lot of the kids at my school use that filter, or the thoughty filter. I cry. But it's like, what other... And... Yeah, like what other reason would it be for? So I do suppose it is tempting people, but still, you should use your common sense and not try to, go 100 miles an hour with Snapchat open.
Yeah.
They should make a or you know what? She should have just like put it on a stand.
On a phone stand?
Yeah, in the car if she wanted that. But still,
True.
because like now she's holding it and she's probably looking at the phone only, and then she hits the dude. With this,
Yeah.
she can be like that
And exactly.
and focusing. But still, Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat.
Hey, we talking crap about Snapchat up in here. Whoop,
Up
whoop,
in
bits
here
and
talking about
pieces.
Snapchat.
Did you get that? Are you gonna use the speed one?
Oh shit! What happened?
What?
I don't know what happened.
See,
there we go.
see, guys. This is why Snapchat's bad for you.
There we go.
Oh God.
Anyway, recording BNP.
But still, you shouldn't use your phone at all while driving. Like in any circumstance.
Yeah, you shouldn't be using your phone. A lot of people do. I guess that would lead, like, it's a slippery slope. This guy's suit is a slippery slope. Now personally, I don't think he'll win the lawsuit at all. I don't think he'll get even close to winning it, because it's pretty. Okay, I know there's two ways to sue someone. You can sue them as criminal charges or civil charges. Sometime, you see, because he's not a user of Snapchat. Well, okay, if he's a user of Snapchat, he automatically is not going to win, because you waive your rights to sue Snapchat. It goes into forced arbitration, which means you're Snapchat, I'm the guy, I'm arguing. I give the arbitrator my case.
Mm-hmm.
You're Snapchat, you give the arbitrator your case. The arbitrator reads it. He's just like, okay, well, Snapchat says they're not liable. You signed the contract by downloading the app and continuing to use it. You got a pretty clear-cut thing here. Do you have any loopholes? The lawyer's like, shit, no, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, Snapchat wins. So if he has Snapchat and he has a Snapchat account, it's done. He can't sue Snapchat.
Yeah.
Anyway, if he doesn't, though, just the simple fact that the woman waived Snapchat's liability by doing that, then yeah, I don't think they can be sued, because the reason I called it a slippery slope is that, okay, well, cell phone manufacturers currently don't have it built into where you can't use your phone while driving. Like, it doesn't, even if it detects it's moving really fast, which they obviously can, it doesn't stop it from being used. So are they the cause of accidents? Or, if I get hit by someone who's using your cell phone, am I suing Apple? No. Do manufacturers of performance engine parts, do they get sued when someone hits them, going really fast?
If someone
say someone hits me and they're using a what do they call it? Say they're using a NOS branded nitrous oxide tank, right? And they use it. Do I sue NOS or do I sue the driver? You sue the driver. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, these companies have so many like clauses that, one, it just seems weird to sue them, and I mean, they're slightly different like cases, I guess, because Snapchat is more of like it's an application, but I mean, still, you would think, okay, well, this part, for this car is tempting this person to go really fast. They shouldn't make it so tempting to go so fast, and then they wouldn't have hit me. It's like, no, you still have driver error. It's the human's fault. It's not the application.
Yeah.
However, this filter is like you actually stated. What else are you going to use it for?
Mm-hmm.
They know it's used during driving. So at the same time, was it made intentional? Oh man, people will use this while driving. It'll be funny. So it's kind of like, well, if you're not supposed to be using Snapchat while you're driving, why do you have a speed filter?
Yeah.
So it kind of, I see where it's going. And even though now that would be an argument, is it unethical to have the filter? Probably, yeah. I think I would argue it's unethical. But illegal? No. And a suable? And is it can you sue them for it? I don't think so. I mean, I'm not a lawyer and I don't study law, but I don't think that's something you can sue him for, and I don't think it's something he'll win. I think they'll make the message when you use the filter. I think they'll make it so you can't make it like go away forever.
Yeah.
But I think that's maybe the most that'll happen. It is too bad though, but that's a guy who's really lucky he didn't die, and that girl's really lucky she didn't die.
Yeah.
Because they should be dead. 100-mile-an-hour hit. Come on.
She got the story though.
She got
She
the
got the
story.
story.
Though. She got that story.
Do it for the story. Don't do it for the vine.
Yeah, we're done with vines now. But she did it for the story. She got the story. She
Definitely got that story.
Yeah, she definitely got the story. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, this would have been a longer conversation with more people, and we would have had more conflicting like arguments and stuff. But
I think that the dude, he should have got sued for not letting that lady use Snapchat.
yeah, that guy, he's trying to infringe on her rights. And
To
shit.
use Snapchat.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously she admitted fault during the accident, so
Yeah.
good thing that she'll have to pay for her actions. But yeah, suing Snapchat, I don't know.
He's just trying to get some extra bucks there.
That's what it seems like. It seems less so that he's trying to like raise awareness about it. It seems more so that he's trying to get the extra monies.
Yeah.
Because she admitted Snapchat use.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that would be like, oh man, I was using Spotify when I hit somebody. Oh, I'm gonna sue Spotify.
For them dank beats.
Yeah, for them dank beats. I was draking and driving.
Don't drink.
Yeah,
and
I was
drive.
draking and driving. It's like, don't drake and drive. It's like, I need a one dance, got a Hennessy.
Then you
in
sue
my
Drake.
hand. And then you sue Hennessy for the product placement. But yeah, so that's where I stand on it. Do you have any final thoughts, Miguel? Don't use Snapchat. while
Don't
driving,
use
please.
Snapchat and drive,
Yeah,
man.
don't use Snapchat. Don't do anything and drive. You just drive. Just drive. Like Ryan Gosling.
I was
Just
about to say
drive.
that.
Just drive. What do you do for a living? I drive. Oh,
Drove.
for the movies. Like a stunt driver? Something like that. You want a toothpick? That's the entire plot of the movie. You don't have to watch it anymore. But do watch it. It's an amazing movie. Anyway. All right. We're gonna take another short break. And we'll be back with our final topic for the evening.
Hey guys, it's Miguel from the Bits and Pieces podcast, and I just want to let you know to be sure to tune into Metal Gear Solid Mondays on twitch.tv/ArcticFox100 with me. I play a lot of different Metal Gear Solid games at 7-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, that's twitch.tv/ArcticFox100. And remember to keep it locked to the Bits and Pieces podcast, because they dope.
Okay, here we are with our final topic for tonight. I forgot what our final topic was for
Drinking and driving?
Oh, Uber and Lyft. Okay. So right now there's a if you live in Austin, Texas, you will no longer be able to use Uber or Lyft as of Monday. So, as you may know, currently Uber and Lyft use their own background check systems to check for drivers and their backgrounds. Now it's up in the air, but this may be what causes, certain issues with drivers being irresponsible, being criminals, that sort of thing. Because Uber probably doesn't check into this as well as the federal government, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what Austin wanted to do is they wanted to do a fingerprint check for every driver through rideshare, or not rideshare programs, but what do they call it? Ride-hailing companies to let's see. Saturday, Austin voted 56% against 44 against Proposition 1, which would have allowed rideshare companies to continue using their own background check systems. The city will now go ahead with plans to require fingerprint background checks and other regulations. So essentially, code for we want the government background check style, like when
Yeah.
you're getting a job in any other sector. Uber and Lyft were fighting this adamantly, and I think you see, it's weird why they would do it. I don't know if maybe it would cost them more, like then they would have to pay fees,
Yeah.
like any other business to use the system, perhaps. That might have been it. I don't know, but the point being is that Uber and Lyft are just like no, and Uber is specifically using very heavy rhetoric with their language. They're saying The rules passed today by City Council don't allow true ride sharing to operate. Instead, they make it harder for part-time drivers, the heart of, this is Lyft's statement, Lyft's peer-to-peer model, to get on the road and harder for passengers to get a ride. Because of this, we have to take a stand for a long-term path forward that allows ride sharing to continue growing across the country. That's like, wait, why would it make it harder for drivers? Because these drivers can't pass these tests?
Yeah.
You know? Now, given...
They're using Snapchat while they're
use
driving.
Snapchat while they're driving. Now, given this is the other thing, too. This kind of extends into and this is, if I was working at Lyft or Uber PR, this is where I would take it. Former convicts have a huge issue being able to get a job after they get out of jail. They could be reformed, anything, right? The best person or caught in the wrong place, wrong time, right? There is no way you're going to get a job if you have a felony or have any jail time over like 6 months. Because thing is, you do a background check, pops up, you were assault, evading tax, whatever. It could be the smallest thing that pops up. They're likely not going to hire you. And they'll make up some sort of reason why they can't, and they won't hire you until it falls off your record. That takes 5 to 10 years. And you're going to be working minimum wage jobs, under the table, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which causes crime to, criminals to recommit crimes, I think. Now, if I was Uber or Lyft, I would take the moral high road and say, we're making it easier for people who may not be able to get a traditional job to be able to actually earn a living wage, which, depending on where you live, actually doesn't work with Uber or Lyft, but whatever.
Yeah.
Not the point. That's what I would take, the moral high road. But Lyft, in their statement, just seems to be like, you're not allowing ride sharing to continue. And then it makes it sound like, oh, well, the city council's bad. But then that makes it sound to me like, no, city council's just trying to protect me.
Yeah.
I don't want a criminal driving me. But if they took it the other way around and said, we check in, we do interviews with these drivers, they would have to do interviews, on the phone or something. But, do that sort of thing. But as it stands, they sound like they're being like they got told they did something wrong. And they're just like, well, I'm going to take my toys elsewhere.
Yeah, because with me, rideshare and stuff like that, it always, never sat very comfortable. I get it. I mean, I would probably do it if I was in need, but it kind of was just, uncomfortable. You're getting in this person's car. Yeah, they might have passed a test for Uber or Lyft or whatever, doing their own background checks. But I feel with some people that this might make them feel a little bit more secure,
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And maybe, we're cutting out some people from making a living, but as a whole, the business would make more money.
Yeah. And this is the other thing, too, that I would argue. It's kind of like with Greek life.
Uh-huh.
Do you personify a job by a few bad eggs, or that was weird, or do you say, well, those are just a few people? As a whole, this business model works.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a bigger issue with, they call it the sharing economy. So this isn't the only issue with Uber or Lyft. The other issue is they try to act like they're not employers. And this is not just Uber or Lyft. This is across the nation. These companies, Airbnb, they try to act like they're not what they actually are. Airbnb is a hotel service.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to say, no, we're like Travelocity. We're just linking you up with the hotel. True, but the thing is then Airbnb is releasing themselves from having to... See, the thing with Travelocity is it links you to then the website for the hotel that you're booking.
Yeah.
It's just a search engine. Airbnb is literally how you book the person's home that you're renting. All contact is done through Airbnb. That's now a hotel service. They're running a hotel with remote locations across the country. Saying that they're just linking people together is releasing them, or trying them to release liability from having to vet the person that you're renting the room or home from, doing any background checks, making sure it's being kept up, right? They're expecting reviews to do that, which is fine. In a perfect world, that would work. But, then you have problems where like there was the guy that rented the house for 30 days and was like $100,000, and then he never paid it, and then all of a sudden he said, well, since it was a long-term rental, he used like California's rental agreements against the person who owned the home, and Airbnb was like, we're staying out of this. You should have checked into that guy. It's like, whoa, wait, what? You linked me with him.
Yeah.
So it's like releasing that. It's making them say like, oh, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. And with Uber, for example, they're saying, well, we're just linking these people that want to drive for money to people that would pay them for the ride. It's like, wait, but you're taking a cut of it. You're an employer. No, that's our convenience fee. So then they don't have to pay health insurance for these people that work hours and hours and hours a day, full time. They don't have to. They don't have to give them business licenses. So that way these people can get like insurance for their vehicles, because like there's a lot of insurance companies that say you can't drive for Uber.
Yeah.
Because it's actually putting more risk on the vehicle because you're driving more like out of your way. But if it's for your job, then they would, because then you get the business insurance. But your job is supposed to subsidize that for you, especially if you're using your own vehicle. Uber avoids having to give a subsidy for a company vehicle, They avoid a whole bunch of things by saying that they just link you together. You're a contractor, you're not an employee. Now, there was one lady that did sue to become an Uber employee. She's the one person. She's probably not going to be an employee for very much longer.
Yeah.
So there's a bigger problem with the sharing economy than just we want to do our own background checks because it's going to cost us too much money. And this is kind of the problem when you let tech companies run businesses that they're not into it. Now, I'm not saying that's bad. Look at what happened with Tesla, right?
Yeah.
This guy from Silicon Valley didn't know anything about cars, and he's just like, I want to make an electric car. I want it to be the best electric car in the world. He did it. That thing will go 300 and some miles, right, on one charge. There's been no other car that can do that yet. Hey, there's a way that when somebody else, it's somebody from outside the industry giving you ideas, and then you make them happen, because tech people have the biggest imagination. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Whereas, car manufacturers are just like, no, we have to abide by these laws of physics or manufacturing. It's like, no, think outside the box. You can do it. But the thing is that you're handing these, you're letting these companies now be in charge of people's like livelihood and stuff. And it's like, that's a little too far. Rein them back in. There's laws you have to abide to. You can't just, like, I can't just step out and be like, I'm going to, let's see, everybody who has excess podcast equipment, I'm going to make a company so that way small podcasts can rent really good equipment from people. Awesome. And then say someone rents this equipment and they break it all, and then the person who rented it is just like, hey man, isn't there some side of like type of like deposit or something? It's like, you got to work that out. It's like, but you took a cut of the rental fee. It's like, got to work that out. Not my fault. That was a convenience fee.
Yeah.
I just thought it was outside the box, because then like, oh, this person wants to start a podcast but doesn't want to pay hundreds of dollars for this equipment. Well, how about they rent it for $10 a session? You know what I mean? That I would be like, oh man, after 20 sessions, it paid for all the equipment. Not bad, right? But then I'm like, well, what happens if I need to use it? You know what I mean? That's like, it's too far, I think, and there needs to be laws that need to be abided.
Yeah.
However, that means that Extra Life for Rooster Teeth is going to be really interesting this year. However, it says the companies have followed through with threats to pull out of other cities in the past, returning only when background check rules will change in their favor, but negotiations might still be possible in Austin. It says the Austin mayor said, the people have spoken clearly tonight. Uber and Lyft are welcome to stay, and I invite them back to the table regardless. Austin Mayor Steve Adler said on Twitter. But I mean,
you're going to have some DDs.
Yeah. Yeah, Rooster Teeth's going to have some DDs. Luckily, in Riverside, California, if you join our Extra Life 24-hour stream, Uber and Lyft, as of this moment, still work. Just hope you don't get a criminal to drive you home.
Who do we back at the BNP?
I wonder if they would give me like a $1 off a ride. Like if I was like, I can guarantee you like 12 rides.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's worth a shot. I know. Yeah, actually, Extra Life might even have something. Extra Life might have some sort of promo code, or maybe I'll suggest that at the guild. Just be like, hey, do you guys have anything with Uber? No, why? It's like, well, at some of these streams, people might drink and stuff. Like, you guys know that Rooster Teeth's a partner.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you guys know, sometimes that happens. You know, do you guys have something? Oh, actually, that'd be a good idea. Let's say Extra Life will guarantee you this many rides, right? We'll say Uber is a partner, that sort of thing. That might be cool. But Extra Life might not want to be associated with Uber because of all this stuff happening. I don't blame them. Anyway, that's an idea. Give me credit. Do you have any last thoughts, though?
You basically just summed up everything that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
So.
But you heard about, like, the kids that take Uber, right? The parents that give kids like, their money to take Uber, like, to school. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, it kind of just, like, if they're elementary school kids, then it's like, I mean, you probably shouldn't.
You have to be 13.
Oh, yeah. Well, in that case, it's like, well, as long as your kid is, like, responsible enough, and it's like...
Go ahead, get into a car with a stranger?
Well, it's like, hey, this is what your Uber driver looks like, the description of the car. Hey, does that match up? No. Nope, not me.
Don't get in the car.
Yeah, don't get in the car. It's obvious. Yeah. It's like that dude across the street with the white van. He's like,
"The shit is elementary."
You want me to wrap it? I'll go.
No.
Oh, damn.
We'll get flagged.
Damn. Aren't Uber cars supposed to be black?
No, they can be any color. They just have they have to have the Uber sticker and Lyft. Not all Lyft cars have the mustache, but that's how they're recognizable. They have to have it in the window, I think, at minimum. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so we'll take another quick break, and then we'll be back with our quick outro.
Do you want a shout out given? Would you like us to plug your YouTube channel or your own podcast, even your Instagram? Send us an email at thebitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com. That's thebitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com. Also, hit us up on Instagram or our Facebook page.
All right, and that has been it for this episode of the Bits and Pieces Podcast. Bits and Pieces Podcast. Yeah. Episode 50. I still haven't decided what to call it. It might be The Return of the Two Brothers. The one that returned with the two brothers, something like that. Anyway, episode 50. I'd like to thank all our listeners once again for continuing to support us through all our endeavors and our YouTube. And be sure to check out our YouTube, the video podcast, bit.ly/BNP video podcast. That's where you can catch all our video podcasts. Those usually, if I record on time, those post on Friday at some point.
We won't pull full screen.
Yeah, they post on Fridays. Fridays are the weekend. The audio posts between Tuesday and Thursday. I try to make it Wednesday, but they post at some point in there. That's shoutengine.com/BNP podcast. You know that if you're listening to this. Shout out to Dustin, Danny, Moy, and Manuel for giving me some clips for the Extra Life video, and shout out to Susie, Leo, Lilio, and Daisy for giving me some more clips too. That was pretty awesome. And shout out to all my friends who put up with me while I was a little drunk and we did the clips at Jose's house. That was cool. That promo was coming together really good.
All these
Omar said he was going to put one in, so shout out to Omar. Get your clips in, guys. Contact us via the Bits and Pieces email or my personal email, Facebook, Instagram, comment. Hey, I want to put a clip. How do I send it to you? All you need to do is say, I support Extra Life. Be as creative as you want. It just has to be that. Just literally just that. I support Extra Life. 3 seconds of your time. Send it in. It'll be put on a video I'm making, a quick promo video. It can be maybe a minute long and put it up on YouTube. It's going to go everywhere. But yeah, definitely. We hope to see you guys on November 5th. Get those donations in. bit.ly/BNP team. Click on one of the names on there and then get your donations in for Extra Life, guys. It's all tax deductible. Thanks. This has been Nick,
Miguel,
and we're the Bits and Pieces Podcast signing off. Until next week. See ya.